out here in the center, seizing territory, but my half-track seems to be doing alright and forcing back the allied troops, except for this small team. Kettenkrad once more making a dash for it. And we see the first scout car on the field. And we see a anti-tank gun slowly inching forward, setting up for a small ambush, I suspect. And what could this be out of the Panzer Support Command? Most likely a Panzer IV. Skirmishing going on here, trying to take on these riflemen on the ridge, although their veterans 1 does certainly make it a bit more difficult. And the anti-tank gun, completely unsupported, moves in for an ambush on the mechanized forces, going for the ridge, and the riflemen, with the presence of the scout car, are finally forced backwards. Anti-tank gun setting up and beginning to fire away, hitting absolutely nothing. But engineers are now moving in to support as well. Looks like still no hits. Still no hits. And from the south, Panzer Grenadiers are moving in. And we also see the Panzer IV infantry support tank on the field. Further riflemen and flamethrowers moving in. And of course now the half-tracks are moving in for the kill as well, completely outmaneuvering the anti-tank half-track anti-tank gun infantry half-track, apparently just rushing right into it. Panzer Grenadiers moving in from the east as well, completely enveloping the forces except for this small area, which they can of course retreat through and do so, leaving behind many wounded, dead, and of course the wreckage of the anti-tank gun, which did not survive the encounter. With my forces from all those sides, leaving me with a nice Panzer IV as well to take the field. Looks like the Americans are quickly preparing for a counter-attack. Numerous rifleman teams charging ahead, and a second anti-tank gun being produced. Third rifleman team coming out from the medic station, although quickly finding themselves under fire from the Panzer IV, which has now received the armored skirts, and 3 riflemen down from a very accurate shot from the Panzer IV, compelling the riflemen to pull back once more, apparently completely ignoring the eastern half of the map, and of course thus forcing me to spread out my troops. Instead he allows me to focus my troops, and of course he keeps attacking them head on. Not a good way to do things, certainly costing him a lot without achieving much at all. And we see another attack right through here. I must admit I have no idea how many attacks that have been sent through this small area of the lowlands.
Logistics claims they can support rapid deployment.
And the medic station is now gone, like so much else in the 90th Infantry Division, it seems. Now charging ahead, and scout car opening fire, although it won't be able to do much except to press these engineers with the flamethrowers. Going to take a lot of fire from the BAR equipped riflemen. But I of course am quick to react to this, and of course the Panzer IV moves into action, while it seems like this might actually have been a diversion, something slightly more interesting this time around, with the major push coming through the central road, leaving me without much to defend, since I've been focusing most of my efforts right to the west, since I suspected that would be where the main effort would come. Instead it is here, and I wonder what company I've gone. I have gone for Luftwaffe, of course. Of course I knew it, but makes it sound a bit more surprising and interesting. Scout car number 2 charging in, and what is this? Wirbelwind Flakpanzer, one of the 3 flak panzers based on the Panzer IV chassis. The other one being the familiar Ostwind, and the third, and also the most produced, being the Möbelwagen. Or Möbelwagen, not entirely sure. Which looked a bit more curious compared to these 2 flak panzers. But the Wirbelwind opening fire on the American positions, forcing the engineers to pull back, taking fire from the anti-tank guns. But now the Panzer IV is moving in from the west. Panzer Grenadiers moving in from the east. Flak panzer in the rear. Now the riflemen are completely surrounded, and the anti-tank gun is not pointing in a good direction either. Riflemen being slaughtered in great numbers, and the anti-tank gun being cleared out by the Wirbelwind and Panzer IV. And now we see Rangers moving in, both bazooka rockets completely missing the target, allowing the Wirbelwind to pull back without much trouble. And now Panzer Grenadiers moving in to support, quickly suppressing the Rangers, forcing them to fire up and fire a bit, but are forced to retreat as the Panzer IV charges forward, knocking out one Ranger in the process. Not looking good for the Americans, not much left, except several battered infantry teams, no anti-tankers and not much else of mention to actually hold out against the might of the German forces.
Luftwaffe ground forces have arrived
And Luftwaffe ground forces are on the field from the 17th Luftwaffe Field Division, quickly beginning to repair these scout cars and set them up for some repairs, and at the same time advanced repairs complete, since I have a lot of vehicles and I really want them finished quickly before the next American attack. And there we go, a few squads worth of infantry, about, I suspect, 22 riflemen and 6 Rangers, quickly dropping though as they run straight into the fire off the Wirbelwind and Panzer IV. A lot being lost. Half-track joining in as well. Anti-tank gun already suppressed. Further Rangers being killed. Panzer Grenadiers opening fire from the road leading up to the bridge. Anti-tank gun already cleared out. The riflemen being slaughtered in great numbers. The entire field is strewn with dead and wounded as the riflemen are trying to desperately do something, but they just cannot push through. And we hear the GG going out, and of course the game is over, leaving numerous dead riflemen in the wake of this failed attack, and the Wirbelwind and Panzer IV looming over them as giants in the distance. So what can we learn from this match? Well, for starters, don't continually attack from the same direction. Try to attack elsewhere. If your attacks keep failing, try somewhere else. Try to force your enemy out. Try attacking from numerous directions. Try diversions, feints, all that. But just attacking from the same point at prepared positions, even when Panzer Grenadier held positions, will not do you a lot of good in the long run. And as you can note, in the end it cost him an awful lot. I mean, he did use some aggressive mining quite nicely, but with all the rest he just didn't manage to make the most of it. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match, and if you did, why not subscribe? This is ImperialDane saying, don't charge headlong at the enemy with no cover.